Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to spray paint Batman. Who the fuck is screaming back there? But instead of doing multiple layers, this time I'm going to go with a minimalist approach and do a single layer plus a background, which is pretty much 2 layers. And instead of doing the 8.5 by 11, I want to do something a little bit bigger. So to start off, you're going to need these 11 by 14 sheets. They come in 5 packs for about $1.25. We're only going to need about 3 sheets, so it's going to be about 75 cents. Although they're best to buy in 5 packs. I swear to fucking God! And we'll still be using this cheapo paint, but I'm going to add in some extra colors to the background and stuff, just to give it a little extra pop. I'll show you some things you can do with just white and black. But I'm probably going to use some other colors just to make it pop more, and you can do the same. Especially since if you already know how to make stencils, all this really is going to do is make it look even better. And you don't have to use black and white for the base or the stencil. Like, you could use a dark purple background and a light red for the stencil and it will still look good. It's just a different style, you know? I personally prefer to use black for the background and kind of pick a color for Batman. So what I'm going to do is spray paint one with the cheap white and have a colorful background, and spray paint a second one with Rust-Oleum Sunrise Red. And for that I'll just do a cheap white background. So to start with both of them, we just need the cheap black as a background. This fades a lot more than more expensive cans, but it's okay because it's not entirely necessary to be perfect with this. I know I try to be, and it just stresses you out, so let's just have fun with this. So if you want to do this exact painting, what you can do is go to my Patreon and give me some support, and what that tier will unlock is every single stencil from every one of my budget tutorials I've ever done. Currently this video is only number 2, but you'll get access to every single one after that and before, obviously. So first things first, obviously, pull out your sheet of poster board. As always, make sure you shake that shit up real nice, and then just start spraying. As you can see, after one layer of the cheap black, it's not entirely perfect, but that's okay. Like, it turned out pretty good, actually. Usually on canvas, this stuff soaks right up, but if you're not satisfied with it, you can wait a little bit and then just put a second layer on. If you've seen my other videos, you know what I like to do. So the fire isn't entirely necessary, and don't do it unless you know what you're doing and you've been doing this long enough. Now that I've spray painted the base for both paintings exactly the same, what I'm going to do now is just wait for a little bit over an hour. This paint is pretty thin, so it dries kind of fast. Otherwise I'd say wait like 2 hours for Rust-Oleum or something like that. With the fire though, it pretty much just reduces dry time by a lot. So now that we've all waited, what we're going to do is apply the minimalist layer. So after this, if you don't want a background, that's pretty much it. So like I said, white to one, red to the other, just to show you that you can do whatever you'd like with the stencils that you've made. With multi-layers, I would stick to color schemes, but I'm going to get into that with a different video. Now since we're using the same exact sheet to paint on and to stencil with, you can line it up right at the corner and it'll work perfectly every single time. And since this is dry, to keep these down right here, we can just put cans close to them just to make sure that we keep it down as best as we can.
Let's go over by the house when we leave here.
Oh my God. Alright, now needless to say that this is kind of a bit of overkill, but it's totally fine. So, especially since this cheap shit likes to mist over, like, in spots that you don't want it. Just watch this. Spraying on the table alone does it. Oh my God, the wind almost knocked my fucking table over. Now for Batman, you can kind of make it a little bit darker in certain areas with this kind of paint. It's not completely necessary. I'd say only do it if you have a little more practice and you understand shading and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. I know that we need a heavier white right down in there. And on this shoulder, just kind of give a little mist right there. So you can see the difference in shade right there and there. Now when I pull this up, it should have more of a natural look to it. Rather than, you know, solid whites like right here. That's fine too, because I always think that looks awesome. But that's essentially the idea for this. And for the red Batman, just rinse and repeat. Don't actually rinse it because you will fuck up your painting. But still. Now that we've laid the first color down, all we need to do is get a silhouette of the same painting. It's literally just the outside of Batman in this case. And what we do here is lay it down and just start splashing that bitch with color. You could do a rainbow, purple and green. You can do some mists, which is what I'm gonna do because I kind of want to do a spacey vibe in the background. For the white one, that is. And then the idea is just pretty basic here. Line up the ears and the shoulders and you're good. And all you honestly need to do is just a couple sprays like that. Don't go too heavy and don't go too light. You can just add in some white lines. Don't really need to, but it's interesting sometimes. So now all we do is lift this up, and that's pretty much what you get. It's pretty easy. One color, one background, and just kind of have at it. Do whatever you feel like. Damn, that's actually pretty fucking sick. And I judge my own stuff really hard, so this is actually awesome. Then for this red one, do the exact same thing. Holy shit. Pretty much what you do here is just spray red at the edge and just slowly move it around. And all you need is like one quick blast, and it turns out actually pretty awesome. So these are pretty much what you're gonna get for less than $1 worth of product. For the red one, what I'm gonna do is just blast a little mist probably, and then just spray paint some clouds. All you need to do for the clouds is literally just rip some poster board. You can try to make them close to cloud shape, but you don't have to be that precise. You just, I got this. I got this. This piece of shit right here, watch. This is pretty much how you make clouds. Or that. You can use either side. Either way. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully some beginners learned some things. I'm going to keep adding new things every week to these budget tutorials, as well as other tutorials. Please remember that if you want to see me do a step-by-step series, where I start out showing you how to make stencils, showing you how to apply the right colors, how to do multi-layer stencils, space painting backgrounds, things like that. Just let me know in the comments. If you have any questions or you want to see anything, just leave them down there too. And I'll try to answer them in an upcoming Q&A as soon as I can. Alright guys, see you next time, which is tomorrow, like always. Thought I was gonna fall.